What's up, fam? How you guys doing? Welcome. It's not straight, is it? Something's still wrong with my setup. So, well, we're still doing the same time, same thing again, same thing. Should we go live on Arena app at the same time, or should we? Let's see what we're gonna do today. I think I did a lot of live streaming on the Arena today. Let's just make some people. I don't know if you guys know, but I really intend to anger a lot of people. That's my main point at this point is to um, to anger a lot of people. And I will tell you guys why. I'll tell you guys why. It is because, all right, let me share my YouTube there. I'm gonna tell some people to just come and join me. Perfectly fine over there. Now, we should probably get a lot more political than we are right now. All right, let's make it quick because I may not be able to live stream that long today. So let's hit it. Okay, we're gonna go over a few headlines. Oh man, I am so unorganized. I am so unorganized. All right. I am so unorganized. And I left my other charger over there. I thought I had it with me, but anyways, one of my phones is going to die. When that happens, we're just gonna go past it. All right, we're not gonna just worry about what happens after that. Let's switch. I am way unorganized today. All right, so you will excuse me. All right, so what we are going to do is read a few articles here before we do anything newsy. We're gonna do the economy and the crypto stuff. All right, that's the first thing we're gonna hit. Obviously, I'm not doing the Arena live stream, so I'm not worried about sharing the whole screen to them because usually that takes a lot of, I mean, not a lot, but sometime from me. All right, when you're dealing with when you're sharing with some stuff like this, obviously you can't please anyone. You just have to try to be honest with what you think is gonna happen, right? So I think I have like 30-40 minutes. If you are on the TikTok page, please go ahead and follow me, and also visit my YouTube channel at the top of my profile. Go ahead and subscribe to me, and let's connect. All right, we're gonna create a. This is the best time, honestly. It's like despite everything that's happening, this is the best time to create a community. Remember, it's always possible to create a new community, and that's what we are doing. Obviously, not expecting too much from TikTok right at this point. All right, so let's go. All right. A new article released by European Central Bank (ECB) describes stablecoins as risk to financial stability. This is interesting. This is interesting. Um, Claiming that they are vulnerable to depegging and could adversely affect the legacy of financial markets in the United States and Europe. And we have seen that, like, one of the reasons why October 10th happened was a depeg that happened and affected a lot of people, right? Should we switch TikToks? This one is always dead. This one's always dead. Let's just get out of this one, all right? It's always dead. It's always dead. They know it. They know I'm streaming both from both platforms, so we don't really care. We're just gonna do quick, okay? So when October 10th happened, it was primarily because of a stablecoin debagging. Although it came back normal, I don't know which one it was. It was on Binance, I believe, but that had something to do with the reason why the market did what it did. The ECB criticized the stablecoin, saying they may pose financial instability risk throughout the inherent vulnerabilities and their interconnectedness with the traditional finance, citing that stablecoins could debug of if investors lose confidence in their redemption ability. They stay statements insinuating that they, despite Circle and Tether being some of the largest U.S. holders of its treasuries and stablecoin issuers still risk a bank run. So basically, what they're talking about in a certain news that comes out, hey, this exchange is going out of business or something like that. Even if that news is not true, what it will cause is a fear in the markets, and everybody is going to do what when Terra Luna happened. Everybody was running into exchanges, trying to transfer. Everybody was trying to play. Hey, we are we're gonna save you. Go ahead and transfer your stuff. Blah blah blah. All that stuff. So if that happens, um, well, bank run is also possible over there. And also, if entire chains go down, now who is responsible for that stablecoin? So that could raise some questions about, and that's basically what the European banks are talking about. It's like, hey, we know a lot of people want to use the stable coins, but they may not be as safe as a lot of people are describing it. As a result of Tether and Circle large holdings in author's claim, it doesn't matter whether they hold the U.S. Treasuries or not. I mean, technically, Tether proved the last cycle it was strong, and they were unable to do a bank run on it. Although they were transferring millions of dollars, they were able to prevent a lot of major crashes. Could have happened last bull market if that could have like during the Terra Luna. I mean, the guys talked about it. Go ahead and listen there. But still, it's possible. It's possible. We've seen largest Bitcoin holders, the earliest Bitcoin holders, selling all their Bitcoins, especially $1.3 billion. That's a nice amount of money. Trigger fire sale of their reserve assets and decentralize the 25 trillion US treasury market. If further discusses how interest earning stablecoins while prohibiting under the market in crypto asset regulation (MICA). could lead a banking disintermination. Banks in the United States are calling for similar plans to bans due to the threats of interest-bearing stablecoin posed to their existing business and potential for immediate sovereign concerns. As shown by the 2008 financial crisis and previous examples of isolated bank runs, the stablecoin market crosses $300 billion in the beginning of October, with USDT and USDC accounting more than 85% of the market, according to DeFi Llama. Despite the banking sector calls to the stablecoin industry, the United States continue to embrace the sector, riding on the Trump's administration push to make the U.S. crypto capital of the world. The Genius Act, which passed in July, aims to inherit the regulation of circulating stablecoin to migrate risk associated with DeFi-led stablecoins and is expected to put pressure on yield-bearing stablecoins. I don't know which one is specifically they're talking about, but looks like they are kind of targeting specific one. I do not know if either the USDT or USDC. I don't think anything's safe at this time. But hey, bank runs happen all the time, and they don't complain about it. And they don't, you know, especially we've seen it how banks like smaller regional banks were going down, and we've seen how even the central bank was saying, sorry, we can't save you. People are losing like millions of dollars. So if that can happen, obviously it can happen to some chains, but also a lot of these chains they have uh, large amount of reserves. So could it happen? Of course it can. Nothing is impossible. That's interesting. That is interesting. Welcome, everybody. Bitcoin's latest sell off is leaving behind some of unusual fingerprints of blockchain. New on chain data shows that the single price band $83,000 to $86,000 observed in 5.8% of the entire circulating BTC supply during the recent volatility spike. For comparison, distribution event of this magnitude occur only few times per cycle and are typically tied to emotional capitulation, not the sort of prolonged downturn. So basically, the amount of buys that came in that price is staggering. Wow, largest since I have no idea since when this chart shows. But this is crazy. And there was another day that got really close to it. So that's what the distribution is. People are selling, but there are buyers. Even if the buys is kind of like lower price, the market makers will go down there and go those orders fulfilled. Majority of the time, it's like large orders. And congrats everybody who got those. I mean, yeah. So whether it lasts 3 months or a week, it doesn't really matter to the markets. On-chain data analysis described as transfer from short-term speculators to investors with deep conviction. Many of the buyers near the top, often late cycle tourism, whatever that is, exited in panic as prices reversed. Meanwhile, long-term holders stepped in, soaking up the supply and effectively resetting the cost basis of a significant share of the market. Sharp concentration, like this is rarely just a noise. It tends to signal the latest surge of large downturns rather than the beginning of a fresh collapse. And usually markets will do this regardless of what the coin is, just to make sure there is a level of support, like a huge level of support. The entire basis of a support is, can the price hold without going down, even though the sellers are selling staggering amount of the coin, like let's say Bitcoin. Can the buyers step in and keep buying? That's the whole point. If the buyers can hold the level and that level prove to be strong, then it becomes a support. So that could be, let's say we rally to 150, 160, 107,000 Bitcoin, right? And end of the bull market, it will come down to the strongest support that it has. So if 86, 83 trillions of dollars flow into, I mean, not trillion, basically it's 1 point something trillion, the whole thing. But if billions, hundreds of billions of dollars flow into that level, and those buyers are not willing to sell, then you are forced to buy it right there. Because, hey, why do we went there? Because there were large holders who sold. Like the guy we read a few days ago, cashing out 11,000 Bitcoin worth of $1.3 billion. So you need people like that who are not just looking for, hey, we need quick money, 1x, 2x, 3x. You need large holders. You need conviction, right? Traditionally, a major tops coincide with the ISM. Where is the ISM? So this is PMI, United States ISM Purchase Management. So, United States Kansas Fed Manufacturing Index. Early warning of IMSI heads up. Okay, so basically they're moving up. Okay, index rising sharply, reflecting an excess liquidity environment. But this time Bitcoin has been mirroring the ISM more closely rather than outpacing it. So it wasn't going up, even if when I shared the trading views and we checked at it, I mean, for the past year, Bitcoin has not moved that much. Remember, it was only last year, 2024, that we were in these levels. And also, early this year, we were in these levels. We have not had a huge... which one is the drawing? Is it the 8th or is it the 10th? I do not want to... Let me just flip to this so I can delete this 4 indicators. If you check the weekly, we are the same. We went to the same place that we were April 2025, right? Previously, on January 2025, we went to 108, 1010. We touched 1010. We came back to, I believe it was 77. I remember that, 78, 75, 74, 7. We came back to 74, 7, and that was in April. It was so painful. Everybody thought like we were done, and that was Monday the 7th, April Monday the 7th, right? And then we started rallying up from that point, and we kind of had the first stop was I believe 22, and then we broke that 23, actually 24, and then 25, the 26,200 or 26,300, right? And then we came back from there, and we had to test the level of support that we have, because if this thing goes up to multiple hundreds of thousands, of dollars, and it starts like some people started exiting the market, or let's say a exchange crashes, then you need a level that cannot be broken. You need a level of support that at least you have confidence that this level will hold Bitcoin, right? And that's probably what it was creating at these levels. Is a very strong level. Weekly, we closed this level. How many weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So previously 6, 7, 8 weeks. We spent 8 weeks between March 3rd to April 21st of 2025. So that's the same level we came back to, and now we're in second week finding support in that area. Not bad. All right. That area was also the top between Monday 2024, March 4th, to the last week that we broke that level to the upside was November 4th of 2024. So March to November, that's very strong. So even if we go down to 73 to 60, we have the ice and mats and all other things so much. That is a very strong support that we have there. So hey, that's what it's creating. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how long we spend here. Let's go. What other article do we have? Anything else important to read? I don't know what's going on with the Cardano, guys. Go ahead and check it. Something is cooking with Cardano. The ice and mats and all. Thank you. ETF outflows. Okay, so Bitcoin ETF outflows hit $2.8 billion as panic selling accelerates. Sentiment warning that was the 24th. Yeah, it was written today, so I don't know where this fear is coming from. But like I said, some articles will be more fearful and more cautious, kind of like a warning to everybody else. Thank you, Suleja. Thank you, Dyson. Bitcoin investment product facing one of their sharpest exits of the market, according to the new plan from Sentiment. U.S. Bitcoin ETFs have recorded a staggering $2.8 billion in net outflows since November 12th. This is $2.8 billion. We had one person selling $1.3 billion. We had one person selling. Like, how many sellers that we don't know? So huge amount of money exited the market. That's why the price is down. Revealing deep investor anxiety across the markets. The sell-off culminated in a single day outflow of $891.5 million in November 20th, the largest of 2025 so far. The scale of speed of these withdrawals suggests that institutional sentiment, often viewed as the backbone of Bitcoin's longest term stability, has deteriorated faster than many expected. Sentiment notes that panic remains elevated, with trading reducing exposure after weeks of market volatility, stable liquidity conditions, and funding rate appetite. Okay, so basically this is warning everybody that, hey, it's a small amount of money that they exiting right now, but if fear continues, we could see more sales going on. That's a lot. Thank you so much, Dyson. All right. And the crazy thing is, although a lot of people are selling, ETFs are launching. So this might be a trick to get out of weak hands and single buyers. And now we are paving the way for institutional buyers. obviously institutions want the money for themselves. They don't want you to have any money. If they can prevent that, they will do it. All right. And the crazy thing is, why are they launching all the ETFs if this market is going downwards? I don't understand. Franklin Templeton, whoever that person was, go ahead and research. You would be surprised. Has officially launched its new XRP exchange traded fund ETFs. The Franklin XRP Trust, ticker XRPZ, making one of the most significant institutional milestones for XRP to date. The funding began trading today at New York SE ARC. I don't know, ARCA. I don't know what that is. Somewhere in New York. Expanding Franklin Templeton's growth list of crypto investment products, which already includes its Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is the third one they're launching. Thank you so much for the likes. Appreciate you guys. What the XRBZ ETF offers, the new product is structured as a grantor trust, directly holding XRP, the digital asset powering XRP ledger, and its net asset value NAV tracks the CME CF XRP dollar reference rate New York variant. I don't know what that is. Go ahead, and if you trade, you probably would understand. It's not something I understand. All right, but the thing is, it tells you that a lot of people already launched. Here are some of the other ones that already launched. The XRP launch arrives as an institutional appetite for regulated crypto exposure continues to grow. Thank you so much for the likes. Franklin Templeton now joins Bitwise, Grayscale, and other issuers, not just two of them, that have moved quickly following the resolution of the SEC Rebelgate battle versus the Rebelgate battle. I think it was the court rulings and whatever XRB and the SEC were going, and they were like cleared basically. Development that cleared a key regulatory handles of the XRP-based financial procedure product. Today's finding trading debut saw a solid early activity with the Franklin Templeton XRP launch alongside the Grayscale GXRP analysis view these dual listings as an important. Oh, the Grayscale also listed today is an important signal for institutional investors broadening their focus on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and obviously XRP. Congrats, XRP, you made it. Although I don't like you, I won't be holding it because 60 billion coins in the market. So, not for me. Thanks. That's another one. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Okay. Okay, this is kind of related to what we already read, so it's not a new article. No idea why I should even whatever coindu. What articles do you have for us? Tom Lee's speed. Okay, let's see what he's talking about. Tom Lee is a crazy guy. He knows how the market is, and this guy's like, oh no, Ethereum is gonna be hundreds of thousands of dollars. When, sir? When? I don't like how they structure their articles. Yeah, so we'll see how things are. Those are the main articles. Nothing really new this afternoon. We read most of it this morning. So there was so much fear this morning, and nobody knew where things were going. Nvidia fires back at a depreciation and circular financial accusation from Michael Berry. Who is Michael Berry? I've never heard of that name before. Okay, so AI has never went down, not that extent this year, and a lot of people are calling it overvalued. Obviously, Nvidia is way, way, way overvalued, and when that thing crashes, it's gonna crash the entire market. Since the AI, it will crash the majorly on every AI coin in the crypto as well. So thank you, attend it. NVIDIA pushes out a long memo to analysts after Michael Burry began saying that the company was tied to fraud claims connected to piece of title. The algorithm that detected 610 billion fraud of a memo came out after Raymond James shared it with clients. Nvidia said Michael's claim to is how its business works, how it filings, and this crazy thing like this thing was sitting low evaluation for a very long time and it just took off one time. So there has to be something that people knew. How it should be read and how money moves through the current AI cycle. NVIDIA said that attempts to link its activity to old accounting blowups do not match reality. It also does not use a special purpose vehicle, does not use a vendor financial financing, and has one guarantee in its filings with a value too tiny that it does not charge its results. So I don't know when this happened. Oh, 2 to 3 years. It happened from when is this? When was this? Yeah, but it's not gonna bother them right now because Saudi Arabia signed the largest amount of, I mean, $1 trillion to of spending in AI sector. They are also partnering with Elon Musk, XAI, and they are going to be building a lot of data centers in Saudi Arabia. So they have the funding, so they don't need anybody to fund them. That's the reality. And whatever comes out, I don't think it would bother Nvidia that much at all. Okay. That's not interesting. I don't want to read that. I don't want to read that. I don't want to read that. All right, let's refresh. Mm-hmm. It's exposed. I don't want that. All right, let's see what the crazy guy is going to do. Let's open a little bit of news, shall we? Because that also comes up, affects what is happening in the markets. And they were talking something about Zelensky and Russia and Ukraine and stuff. We read few articles this morning. We It's a mess to say the least. Okay, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Monday that he and the U.S. President Donald Trump will discuss sensitive issues regarding the U.S. proposal to end the war on Ukraine after an intense period of diplomacy in Geneva. Zelensky said there are fewer points than the 28. Basically, the U.S. and the United States have what they call the 28 points, I think, something like that. That they want Ukraine to basically hand up some of the land that I mean, leave. I don't even know how to say this, but they don't. They want Ukrainians to forget the land that Russia took from them, right? On top of that, they want Ukraine to reduce the size of its military. And thirdly, they want Ukraine not to join the NATO, which is what sparked the entire war to start with. All right, so basically, it's deep, Neo. After an intense period of diplomacy in Geneva, Zelensky said there are few, okay, the 28, and many proper consolidations, whatever that is, whatever that is. I can't say anything. Okay, have a few of the accounts in this framework. On Monday, the Ukrainian delegation returned from Switzerland and reported to on the way draft of this. They reported on the new draft of steps. Zelensky said. So basically, while they were on their way to wherever they were going to, they were told, "Hey, read about this. Give us what do you think about our new plans for you." This is indeed the right approach. I will discuss the sensitive issues with President Trump. We must also be aware that Russia will not ease the pressure on us, on Ukraine, and our people these days. These weeks, we must be very attentive to air raids, alerts, and all similar threats of attack. Ukraine leader concluded by making a bill further pressure to be annexed by Russia and for attacks on Ukraine. The top aim at the renewal talks. If we are really ending the war, then there should be no missiles, no massive attacks on Ukraine, on our people. Okay, this can be done by those who are truly powerful in the world. So basically, he's saying Trump needs to talk to his friend to stop the war while we are in the middle of talks. But who's gonna guarantee that you're not gonna have new shipments arrive to attack Russia again while you're asking them to just stop attacking you? White House press secretary, whoever that lady is, said on Monday that President Donald Trump remains hopeful and diplomatic that a deal can be struck to end the Russian war with Ukraine following negotiations in Geneva, Switzerland. Is that how you say it? I don't even know how to say these European countries. All right. Trump expressed frustrations over prolonged war in a social media post Sunday morning, claiming Ukraine has expressed zero gratitude for these efforts to end the war. Like, this guy is running the entire country on a tweet post. Yeah, that's supposed to be the president of the United States. Just a single, like, they do not express what you telling them. What options is he actually giving the Ukrainians at this point? The president put the statement out over the weekend, or that person told Fox News on Monday, and since then there have been very productive conversations between the presidential national security team and the Ukrainian delegation. She added that the Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff spent Sunday in Geneva, where they went through the U.S.-backed peace plan with inputs from both Russia side and the Ukrainian side. She said they were able to fine-tune the points and is now there are just a couple points of disagreements that our teams are continuing to work through. Okay, so Trump is a peacemaker president, adding that he remains optimistic and helpful And I know our team are working around the clock to try to get this deal and the war. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is Trump going to end this war? I don't think he. Well, technically, he can withdraw his support for the Ukrainian government, and basically that's gonna do the job, because they are the ones who are financing this war by supporting Ukrainians with military and financial support, giving them military and financial support, and this war isn't gonna be won by anybody, you know. And Russia, understandably, will not stop attacking Ukraine because they see the Europeans or the NATO coming to its doorstep. Oh my goodness, this this administration is insane. The Pentagon said on Monday that it is investigating Democratic Senator Mark Cayley, a retired U.S. Navy captain, in a light of serious allegations of misconduct. The department has received against him, and could even recall him to active duty to face a court martial or administrative leave. It's Imagine, this is the way he's dealing with the Democrats, whether they are elected or not elected, it does not matter, right? So this guy is probably retired a long time ago from the U.S. Navy. Now he's an elected official, right? He's a senator, and he's saying, no, 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 we're doing investigation, but we may call him active on duty and call him to basically um, put him on trial. The investigation comes as President Donald Trump has been pushing relentlessly, whatever that is, for consequences for Kelly and 5 other Democratic lawmakers of a video they made reminding service members of their duty to disobey illegal orders. In a video posted on X last week on X, the lawmakers said that threats on our constitution are coming from right here at home, and repeatedly urged military and intelligence community to refuse illegal orders. So basically, you will be told to attack elected officials, elected Democrats. Please don't do it, basically. That's what they were saying. Trump called the lawmakers' action seditious and treason. Because Kelly was a senior officer who retired from the Navy, he is required to remain available to recall to the military by law. The other 5 lawmakers, Senator Elisa Slonkin, Representative Jason Crow, and Maggie Gotlander, whatever those names are, all those representatives are not eligible to recall to military service. My goodness. In a statement announcing the review, the Defense Department seemingly alluded on the video. What is this saying? Let me read it again. In a statement announced the review, a Defense Department seemingly alluded to the video. So basically saying, yeah, we may do what the president is saying. All service members are reminded that they have legal obligations under the UCMJ Uniform Code of Military Justice to obey lawful orders, and the orders are presumed to be lawful. This even said, a service maker's personal philosophy does not justify or excuse the disobedience of otherwise lawful orders. Basically, all the things we heard about. Oh no, you can't touch a US citizen. Oh no, you can't do this. It's coming to no, if we tell you to do, you will do it regardless. And if you say otherwise, we'll put you in trial. Troops are required to follow only lawful orders in accordance with the UCMJ. Following an order that may violate the law could open service members up to prosecution. As a legal precedent, holding that receive an order alone isn't a defense. So basically, okay, so what is he saying here? It was deployed by senior members of Olive Hilter's leadership. I don't want to read the name correctly. Team during legal proceedings after World War II. So that's how we understood was even if it's the president of the United States or any commander, if they told their soldiers to do anything that's illegal, they may not obey the order. But it seems Trump doesn't care. Trump does not care, right? He is violating um, the Constitution in every possible way. But also, not only that, he is literally telling them, if you don't obey what I told you guys to do, if you don't do what I told you to do, then you'll face persecutions. Not only that, he is telling the current members of both houses, Senate and also the representatives, that they could face um, what they saying is basically all they said is like, hey, no service member can obey anything that is against the anything that's unconstitutional. And he said no, by you guys saying that, we can recall you into service and persecute you. Although they've been elected by the American people, doesn't care. He doesn't care. So, and this is an indication that it's not this time or his term, but in near future, things will change in the United States. It won't be the way it is. I'm just saying. You can see. President Donald Trump has let me see. May Manuli. Ole. Ole May. Kwe? Ma surang laba sabi so sone. Laba sabi so sone. Floated the idea of sending Americans rebate checks from the tariffs his administration has collected from the U.S. supporters. Trump said that this week, dividend from the last at least $2,000 will be paid to everyone, while also citing that it would exclude high-income people. It basically will